parts have started arriving, and I just want to show you real quick what came in so far. Clutch bolts, adapter pilot bearing, instructions, that's paperwork came with the clutch, cross member. That is not guaranteed to work because that is for a small block Chevy, not LS, to this transmission. So being that we have the LS, that might need to be modified or moved. We'll find out when we get to that point, but I can't do anything with it now. But it's pretty simple design. So I'm thinking even if it does have to be modified, it won't be that bad. Over here, we got the adapter bell housing. And we got fluids. We got break-in fluid. We got fluid to run after it's been broken in. We got clutch hydraulics, basically brake fluid. We've got a couple brackets. I don't know where they go. We got a pedal assembly. We have pedal covers. We have a awesome build aluminum 8-inch shifter handle in their classic ball. I don't know if I'm gonna run that, might change it, but for now it's fine. I'm gonna run that. We got pigtails for reverse lights right here that go on the transmission, and then we got a pigtail for the speed sensor right here. So those I want to integrate into the Holley harness. And then we got bell housing and transmission bolts. So one thing is that these instructions, they don't show specific stuff like mounting the pedal. They don't show where these brackets go, and they refer to other diagrams and other instructions. So I need to get on their website and see if I can find all that stuff. But regardless, I will be doing a step-by-step on every single thing on this thing. So even if I'm gonna do all the research so you don't have to if you don't want to, and I'll have everything, and I'll show you where all of this goes after I figure it out. And yeah, so this is gonna be enough to at least get it set up, and then get this on the engine with the bell housing and get that dialed in for centering so that we can get the engine back in. But that's a little ways out because we're gonna do some of this other smaller stuff first in preparation. So I think the first thing I'm probably gonna tackle is these pedals, and then harness stuff and go from there. First, we gotta remove my existing automatic pedal. And it's dark under here, so I'm really sorry. But back in here, underneath your dash, let me get this right here. There's that right there. That clip. You gotta take that clip off first, and then I'm gonna come over to the other side and take off the rod and the spring to pull this pedal out, and then we'll see if that's enough to do it. But kind of need 2 hands for this, and I can barely see it as it is, so let me pop that off and then see what happens. I'm contorting in here. So I got that pin off, and then there, that's the rod for the brake pedal pin. There's also a clip on there, which is the smaller one. That's from the end of the whole shaft. That's from the brake pin. And then I don't know if you guys can see, but also in there is the end of a spring. You need to get that spring off. So I'm going to do that all off camera because obviously I can't do this with the camera. So I'll show you when I'm done. We got it. I do recommend pulling your brake rod out first. So that makes me feel like we might have to do something tricky to get this back in, like maybe unbolt the master cylinder from the firewall and pull it away a little bit when we go to put the new one in. But this is it. Let me grab this and I'll go put it next to the other one. All right, here's the stuff we pulled out. Old pedal. It's kind of crazy. It's just a big old fat rod. Is that welded or? I can't even tell. Anyways, I have my brakes manual up here. I think if you have a power brakes, it goes in this hole. I think manual, it's that one. But old bushings. And this was the old rod that went through, but now your clutch pedal acts as the rod. So basically you just put this, you should be able to put this back in there, lube it, and then put this back in replace of this, hook everything back up, and then that should be good to go. One thing I do want to check is, so this pin that goes through there, sometimes it's a really tight fit. And when I was doing the Impala, the factory hole was super tight. Yeah, that one's way tighter. When I tried to switch it, and it was a real pain in the butt. So maybe a good thing to do is to pre-check this. Yeah, see, that won't even go through. It won't even go through in that one. So I'm glad we're checking this now, because yeah, that just means I need to drill these out. These kind of have a tapered drill, like they get tighter towards the end. So check that first. Drill these out according to your pin if need be, so when you're up in there, you can get it all installed. You don't have to pull it right back out, just to make sure that pin fits. So there's that. I'm gonna get this, get that drilled out. I'm going to grease all this stuff and the bushings, and then I think we can put this back in. This fell down from inside, so I'm not sure where this was. It's so hard to see. I might end up taking the driver's seat out so I can really lay my head underneath there. But I want to see if that came out somewhere. Same with that. Does this happen to be the same? Yeah, that fits that. So I need to get an assembly manual just to double check some of this stuff. But that's going to be the next step. But pulling it out, I don't know, 15 minutes? Not bad. Okay, I'm getting ready to put this in, and I wanted just to see what was up in there. So I'll show you a picture. Of where this goes, and then I was trying to find out where this went, and I totally found out where it went. So this acts as a buffer before it hits this switch right here. And I'll show you that in the picture of where it goes, and then I'll take a picture of it after it's installed so you can see. But I'm glad I looked for this. So I'm gonna put this in before I put the pedal in. I'm feeling risky, so I'm gonna try and put it in like this. I'm gonna see if I can hold this up there and kind of stab that in at the same time as I'm feeding this up there. I don't know if it's gonna work. I've kind of got this thing started up in there. Right there, you see that greasy rod? So I'm gonna have Caleb come on the other side and stick his finger up there, because it's getting hard to align the the actual brake pedal up in there without being able to see it to get this started into it. So it's getting a little tricky. So I'm thinking that if he watches the other side, then I can push from this side. We'll give that a try. All right, it's in its spot. I had he's doing laps. Okay, hurry, between laps. I had Caleb push his finger on this side and he kind of aligned this pedal and held it up for me, and then I fed this one on this side in, and he's coming again. Oh my, okay. I'm gonna lose my crap. And then I was able to go in. Pretty easy. Now I just need to get bushing on that side and put this locking pin on there. Get the spring back on the brake pedal and brake rod. Sorry, I'm out. Remember this piece where I'm like, oh, I don't really know where this goes. Well, I'm a freaking moron. That spring I was telling you to unhook under there hooks under here, hooks onto here. So I need to pull the brake pin back out, push the pin with this in there so that that spring for the brake pedal can hook to this. So learn from my mistakes. I was trying to save a few minutes and I just costed myself double time. There it is. My car now has 3 pedals and wiring all up in the way. I got that clutch pedal, I have it taped up because I don't have the clutch hydraulics yet, and yeah, so it'll just flop to the back. But I just want to see how it looked with the 3 pedals in there. That's it. I had to have Caleb come and do that last portion for me, because it was just such a pain to get that clip on that held the spring, and I'm like too fat to squeeze in here, and he fit in here just fine. So but it is in there, and all I have to do now is just hang this back up there for the brake switch. I won't worry about that until the column gets sucked up, because it will affect the adjustment, because when you push the pedal, all that flexes up here, all this flexes up here until it's pinched up by the column. So that's it. That's the pedal install. It's not hard, but if you're bigger like I am, it's a harder time just trying to get access there. If I would have pulled this front seat out, then it would have been way different. But that's it. That'll be the first part of this video, and the next part, let's see. I pulled the wiring harness back out. So I got it taped kind of where it sits at the firewall. So I'm going to integrate that starter wire, because the Terminator X doesn't have one. And then I need to integrate these 2 guys, and that'll be the next thing I do. I can't really do anything else. Oh yeah, then once I get the harness done, I guess I could put that on the back of the engine. Do that stuff. Oh, I didn't even do this yet. I'll get that later. That's it. Thanks for watching. I'll have more soon. Well, wiring takes a while, so it might not be that soon.